Davison of International Food Management. Today it's my pleasure to introduce David Balkwell, MD of Balkwell Consulting. Today we're going to talk about the process approach. So David, people are always talking about the process approach. What is it all about?
Well, it's interesting because many people, organisations, don't really understand the intent and the purpose of the process approach. The original concept, introduced back some 9 years ago in ISO9001 was to try to remove the bureaucracy of traditional management systems, top-heavy procedure-based systems, procedural bureaucratic systems as was often described. And clearly something had to happen to move away from that concept, an old management technique, casting our minds back to the 60s and 70s when flow charts were the rage, and then procedures became the rage. So introducing in ISO 9001 2000 something completely different that would help lean systems, that would help focus the mind, focus people's attentions on clear process steps in a particular organisation, in their departments, in their work practices, was key to trying to stay focused on where new modern management systems should be. Unfortunately, of course, not many people interpret that properly and understand and grasp the significance of the changes in the year 2000. And there is still opportunity. There is still opportunity for organisations to improve their performance, improve their process clarity by good, effective understanding and use of ISO 9000 series.
There are a lot of misconceptions, aren't they? So could you perhaps outline some of the main ones that people fall foul of?
Well, mostly interpretation of what the process approach directly is. And the process approach is about understanding your activity steps. The process approach is about understanding how objectives and targets actually interface with those process maps. And typically, as I've just mentioned, people think that process mapping is flow charting, going down the page, introducing lots of symbols, which overcomplicates the whole concept for individuals and users. Or in fact, if we tend to go, which is deemed now to be good process approach and good management systems practice, if we go across the page, typically from left to right, simple boxes, put the verbs in the boxes, what people do, it allows room underneath the boxes for responsibilities. We can identify critical control points very easily within those processes. We can keep protocols of what's applicable in that activity set, that process, to the minimum, so that page left to right bounds the process. There's only a limited amount of information that the brain likes to absorb. And anybody, if we're thinking about a newspaper, for example, very simple, what do? We look at the pictures first. Then we go into the words.
So is being brief really the only advantage, or is there more to it than that?
I think there is more to it than that. Maybe that's subject for a further episode. But in essence, just to keep it brief, I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is keep it sharp, keep it to the point, don't overcomplicate the processes, stay focused. But of course, not forgetting that ISO 9000 and all management systems, be they 14,000 or 18,000, are performance driven. It's absolutely critical that we stay focused and clear, but ensure that the processes are able to connect with objectives and targets to demonstrate continual improvement.
So we know we can use process approach in ISO systems. Would you use it outside of ISO systems?
Absolutely. In fact, in all the management system standards, the concept of plan, do, check, act, and the interface and reliance back on ISO 9000, therefore the process approach, is fundamental in developing business management systems that deliver an holistic system.
Okay, so I'm getting excited about this. So in the next video, what we're going to talk about?
What we're going to talk about in the next video is more the mechanics of how this can actually happen, how we can actually deliver them, how we can actually get into organisations underneath the surface of the skin, connect with the reality of what they actually do, make sure that we're clearly focused on those performance objectives and targets for their quality, environment and health and safety, and make continual improvement a real business issue, something we can deliver day in, day out.
So I think that's fantastic. So let's keep watching. Thank you.